Yes. Yes. We're live, machine elves. Are we live? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There's my little Ono in the bottom corner. That means we are live. Doesn't it feel wondrous to be alive, machine elves? I'm so glad to be back. Back on the Ableton free trial. And back creating, dreamweaving, and visionating for your entertainment in these most troubling times. It's out there. The evil is out there in both this realm and that one. And the only way to defeat it is by creating brand new sounds. I can't wait to get creating. And I do ever so hope that you will enjoy watching me create and visionate this afternoon, or whatever time it is in your plane of reality. Yes. If you have paid patronage to this channel before, you will be well aware of the track that we were creating last time. I had entitled it Brand New Ono as a working title, and it will form part of my brand new EP entitled Merging Tones, which I'm creating with my brother, Roger. I'm very excited about it, and I'm giving you an exclusive look at one of the tracks that we are creating. This is what we've come up with so far. Play it! Majestic, isn't it? Chilling, perhaps. But there's a lot more that we can add, and I've been coming up with some ideas during my peyote trips. And I would like to perform some of those ideas today. And perhaps we can flesh out this little loop that we've got going live on stream. Let's get this off for now. I've written down a few notes in my interdimensional pocket device. Voice drone. I would like to do one of those. Voice drone split to play short notes. I'd like to create a little melody in there, you know, spice things up. I'd like to add a refrain, but I won't tell you what that refrain is. We'll find out on stream. And, of course, I've got my trusty Le Creuset mug with me, which I will use to create brand new found sounds. Something like that. I'll work with it. In fact, let's do it right now. Let's get an audio channel fired up and perform something and see what we can use for it. Okay. I think I know what I want to do. Let's get right up close to the mic. Like this. Right up close to the mic. Sensual, isn't it? A sensual Ono. Let's see what we can do. Oh no, I've messed it up already. Oh dear, I've messed it up, I've messed it up. Oh, that's loud. It's hitting the limiter a bit. I may have been too close to the microphone. Oh dear. We'll try that again. I like the sound. Oh, I'm already recording. I've done it again. I haven't learned a single thing. There we go. There we go, machine elves. Our first sound of the stream. Let's hear it. Oh, we can do a lot with this. We can do a lot with this. Oh dear. Look at this. It's all gone wrong. Let me sort this out. We've lost our Ableton. It's machine elf interference, I'm sure. Ableton! Come back! Oh dear. It's all going wrong. Let's just remove the scene completely. Where has Ableton gone? Oh, this is most disappointing, most disappointing! At this rate, I'm gonna have to improvise the entire song without Ableton. I mean, I can still see it, but you machine elves can't. What's the point? Very strange. I'm going to close Ableton and bring it back up again. Most aggravating. We're seeing a warp in the space-time has disrupted the stream. Unbelievable. Just as we were starting to get into a creative groove. Awful. Awful. Anyway, here we go. Ableton is back on. For me, anyway. Most disappointing. Oh, the machine elves won't be happy about this. Ableton. Yes, there we go. Now stay. Don't leave. Please, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. No, I'm fine. I'm fine, really. I'm fine. Sound is my love. Yes, that's all I need. I just need another hit of sound every single day, and also some other substances, if you know what I mean. Are you allowed to talk about that on Twitch? I don't actually know. I do know that you're not allowed to be naked. Which is why, if you see my shirt go too far open, you must type into the chat T-O-S. Tell Ono shirt. And that will stop us from being unbroadcast. Horrible fate, horrible. Now, when I open this... Do not go away. There we go. We're still in business. We're still in business. Okay. Now. Don't mess up. There we go, yes. Yes, we're back. Only a momentary blip, I assure you. Oh dear. Now, let's get the sampler going. I do oh so love it when I turn the sampler on. There's so many things we can do with the sampler. So now I'm playing the sound as if it were a musical instrument. Which is excellent. I would like to use the Hirogoshi scale in today's stream, because that is Roger's favorite scale of notes. And, as is his wish, for merging tones, we are majority using the Hirogoshi scale. It's a lovely scale, haunting yet beautiful. So I would like to use it. If I remember correctly, the notes are C, D, D sharp, G, G sharp, and then repeat, 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 etc. So let's see what we can do with the Hirogoshi scale in this stream. Oh dear, that's not... It's not the nicest sound in the world, is it? I quite like it if I don't have the C in there. C4. Up an octave. I like that. That's hilarious. Takes me back. That takes me back. All the way back to 1975 when I was in the recording studio with Phil Collins and Phil Manzanera, and we just pissed about all day, I swear. I'm liking the potential of this. There is a lot of potential here. Genius. Let's add some effects. Reverb. Delay before the reverb. Reverb always comes last. Desync. I always like to desync. Takes you back to those tape days. The tape days when we'd have to run all the sounds from one reel to the other, and the more you spaced out the reels, the further the delay was. Now, of course, it's all on the computer. Let's turn this down a little bit so I can explain. You run all the sound from one reel to the other, and the further away the reels are, the further away the delay is. That's why I always desync with delay, because it creates that tape effect sound. You can also do that with the echo. And I love to desync the echo. You can do so much when you do this. Let's just... look at that. Listen to that. Incredible sound! Yes. Incredible. I'd like to phase it a little bit. Just add a bit of flavor to it. Yeah, so it's not overpowering the rest of the track. I only wanted to do something in the background. Yes, I like that. Yes. So there we go, that's just a little bit of basic creativity to get us going. I'd like to do something really stupid now. So bear with me while I find the perfect effect to do this with. Now some of you may be wondering, Ono, if you use the presets provided in Ableton, are you really a creative genius? And to that I say, if you don't use the presets, you're a fool. That's what they're there for. You're only using the preset as a baseline. From there, creativity blossoms. If you spend all day trying to search for that perfect little tweak in your little operator, or your little wavetable, or your little third-party synth, you'll be there all day fiddling around with knobs and dials, and you'll never create anything. Use the presets. That's what they're there for. Ono tip of the day number 1. If in doubt, use the preset. It's fine to use the preset. It does not make you a fraud. Yes. Now, with that cleared up, I'm not gotten to about it at all. That's a bit too much. It's a bit too much. That could be good. Actually, I think I'm going to create my own sound for this. I don't think I'm going to use a preset after all of that diatribe. I think I'm going to do my voice drone now, and I'll take a very small slice of the voice drone and send it into something else. See what you think. Let's do it. Let's fire it up. I want to get properly throaty with this. Oh. Jesus. Whew. I thought I was going to go unconscious there for a moment. I tapped into something primal, something spiritual. This is also still getting recorded, isn't it? We'll cut that out. Just 8 length. I like it. I like that me failing at the end there is caught in. I like that. It adds a little bit of variety. It's not just a pure drone. Although we could cut it to just 4 and do a pure drone. We'll see what we want to do. Now, let's see what we can do with this. Open up another sampler. And drop this in. Okay. Remember, tell on no shirt if I start to get a bit too naked. Oh, we'll fiddle about with that later. For now, I think I just want to add it in. Sounds like a big burp, doesn't it? Yes, that's better. I'd like a bit of fade. I'm not quite sure how to add that though. Whatever, doesn't matter. I've got something I can play with here. Delay! No, reverb. Get a bit of EQ on that. Cut the bass. Gotta get that tape delay effect in there, I think. And get that delay in there as well. And perhaps a phaser. Let's see what that does to the sound. Ooh, I like that. See what detuning does. I have to wait for it to loop around, of course, of course. I'm not sure it really does anything, to be honest. Interesting. But yes, you see how it sort of sounds like it's coming from a tape now because of that echo delay. I love it. I love it. What to do next, I wonder. See how it sounds in the loop. Yes. Yes. I like that. We'll fiddle around with the composition once I've got all the sounds I want in. If that's okay with you. Yes, I would like to chop this up even more now. So another sampler. Or perhaps even a simpler. No, we'll stay with the sampler. Drop the same sample in, but only take a very small slice of it. You see what I'm going to do now? I'm going to make some very, very short notes. Remember, we're using the Hirogoshi scale, as requested by my machine elf half-brother Roger. If that's okay with you. Sorry if I'm not very talkative while melodizing. Melody has always been a struggle for me. I've always much preferred my sweeping ambient soundscapes than all these little fiddly doodads, but I can make an attempt when I wish. I'm struggling with this section here. Perhaps. Let's see how that works in the loop. Doesn't work, does it? We'll play around with that, I think, but I think it'll only be a very small part of the song once it's in its full composition arrangement. But we can have a play around with this. It's fun if nothing else. I can use it for another track if not this one. You see that this can definitely be used for something. It's a bit too dancey for an ambient masterpiece, such as Merging Tones is going to be. But I could use it for something else, perhaps an offcut. Perhaps I could send it in to Always World, the character comedy podcast, which I'm a part of. They recognize that I'm a very interesting character and want to hear what happens in my life. I'm honored, of course. Yeah, this almost doesn't fit this track. I want to make like a dance track now. Maybe we'll pivot. Maybe we'll pivot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we need the delay on this one. The echo is enough. I'm feeling far too dancey today. This is supposed to be an ambient stream. I'm making house music now. Maybe I can pivot. I'm not sure. But this is very catchy, do you not agree, Machine Elves? Do you not agree? Let me check my notes and see what else we can do on this stream. Because we're making some progress here, we're making some progress. Yes. So this is the voice drone split. I've done the voice drone. One more thing I would like to do with the sample. I think we're going to use the same sample. The exact same sample. Which is this one. Get the sampler in. In fact, yeah, we can just clone this track. Get rid of that. We can probably play around with that a little bit, but first I just wanted to do this. Something very annoying. You already see what I'm going to do, don't you, Machine Elves? That's my voice, by the way. That's me going, ugh. How does that sound in the loop? It fits, I just need to send it all the way back. All the way back. Still needs to be further back in the mix. Sounds like some sort of generator. Like me, a generator of music. How does that sound in the loop? Can barely hear it now, just the way I like it. That sounds like a James Bond villain's lair, does it not? What does it sound like in the chorus? Get rid of the chorus, how about a flanger or maybe a phaser? Yes, I like that. Just humming away in the background. Like a generator of the music. So we've got a lot of ideas on our palette now. We've got a lot of ideas here. Perhaps too many ideas. It's quite the cacophony, is it not? We need a way of composing it. I'd like to add in just one more element, if you will be patient with me. One more element. And then we can consider how to compose this track. Yes. One more element. One more element. Oh, that generator's still going. I've reverbed it way too much. There we go. Shut up. Shh. 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 One more element. And then we can begin composition. Okay. I have created lyrics for this track. It's not often that I sing, but when I do, it adds a certain level of depth. So let's see what you think of this. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do! That's not the lyrics, don't worry. Don't get lost in the lovely sweet dream. Don't get lost in the lovely sweet dream. There was some trampling overhead by the machine elves that I live with. Not good. Don't get lost in the lovely sweet dream. Don't get lost in the lovely sweet dream. We'll see what we can do with that first section. I'm not too happy with that, but let's see what we can do with it. Yes. Don't get lost in the lovely sweet dream. Let's see if I've timed it out correctly. I bet I haven't. Don't get lost in. Don't get lost in. Wait, I don't want that looping. Don't get lost in. Don't get. Oh, that's why that's doing. Don't get lost in the lovely sweet dream. Don't get lost. I've actually timed it out perfectly. I don't need to warp it at all. Sheer genius! Dream. Genius. Don't get lost in genius. The lovely sweet dream. Don't get lost in 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 the lovely. If any of you know where these lyrics come from, don't get lost. You get some points. What Ono points. Sweet dream. Don't get lost in the lovely 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 sweet dream. Don't get lost in. And I don't want this looping, by the way. Lovely sweet dream. Don't get. Well, yes, I wanted looping, but I want it on a length of 8, so it only hits every second bar. And then just thinking about composition here. Just thinking about composition. I think we'll do composition next time. For my time is perhaps short. Perhaps Ono can only be contained to an hour. I think an hour block of Ono is probably best. Too much Ono and the effect starts to wear off. Too much of anything starts to wear thin after a while. And that is the way I make my music. The way I make my music is minimalism. Do more with less. Which is why perhaps I think I've put too much into this track. Perhaps. But we're going to pass it down in the composition phase. That's what the composition phase is for. Let's have a look at what we've mastercrafted so far. It's all in one loop, and obviously I don't like to make it all in one loop, because it's not all going to be playing at one time. But we must listen to how it all sounds. We must pick out bits and pieces. We must pick out what works and what doesn't. What is in symbiosis and what is on its own. All sounds have a place. That I am sure of. That I am most sure of. But let us have a look. And a listen. Remember the tea and spoon strikes from the previous episode, vis-a-vis. And that was the scraping. I did enjoy the scraping. And this is the only synth sound we have in the entire piece. Actually, we also have the wavetable. Tell a lie. We have 2 synths, and the rest of it is all found sounds using either my own voice or something that is in very close proximity to me. Because I am a genius, a musical wizard, and an ambient master. The ambient master, Darryl Ono. Now you know the name. If you didn't know already, which you should have. I like this in companion with Don't Get Lost in the Lovely Sweet Dream. So I'm going to move this to 8. And move that. No, I'm going to move Lovely Sweet Dream first. Just add a bit of tension. Sorry, I'm just concentrating here. I'm deep in concentration stasis. Yes, I believe I'm starting to get some ideas of composition. This isn't going to be a traditional track by any means. This is going to be a lot of moving parts and shaking parts and all sorts of doodads. But that is how it is in the lovely sweet dream realm. That is how they live. I don't know if you've ever seen the lovely sweet dream realm with your own eyes. I have, and that is why I have to wear these. It is an exciting place. It is a sometimes happy place. But it is a desolate place, and they're going through quite the crisis there, just as we are here. Our worlds are interconnected. And that is why we are making this music, to save the lovely sweet dream realm. All its sound is dying. We must create new sound for them. This is the start of that new sound, the start of those merging tones. And we must concentrate on composing this piece. We have all the parts in play now. We have created all the sounds that I can think of anyway. We must concentrate on how to put them all together into a completed track for people to consume and purchase for a very fair price. I'm not full of altruism, after all. And because it is so unusual, these sounds, it's going to take a lot. Be quiet, you. Shh! That reverb, honestly. That reverb. Because this is such an unusual composition, it's going to be very difficult to put it all together. I will endeavour to try my best. But let us run through each sound individually to figure out what we have going here. First three sounds are just samples. We don't need to worry about that. First three tracks. This one is one of our two synths that we are working with in this composition. It's just very simple progression. Just something in the background, although it might be a little too loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So that's the first sound. Then we have this one. This is the scraping of the pop filter extender thing that attaches to the microphone. Just scraping it with my spoon. It creates that little percussive sound. Again, something just in the background, very occasionally. I don't think that's going to be a major part. This is one of my two spoon strikes. Striking against the mug of tea with my spoon. And this is the other one. Yes, the difference in the sound. So evident. So amazing. Again, that's just a very simple vocal. And this is the other synth sound, synth number 2 of the composition. So that was all from the last time. These are the new sounds that we've created on stream today. This was me humming into my mug. And we've created a little sort of cave singing sound, which I really like. I think this is going to be something quite crucial to the piece. And this was my throat drone, which I really like. What we really should do is rename these tracks. I never get around to renaming. I'm haphazard. My brain is haphazard. It feels awful to live in here. Absolutely awful. I wouldn't recommend it to my worst enemy. Wait, this wasn't a mug strike. This was... And this was a little melody, throaty melody. So that's what we've got. Those are the parts that we have created over the last couple of streams. There's a lot going on. I'm fully aware. There's a lot going on. But, crucially, it's there. We have everything we need to create our new ambient track. And I believe in the next stream, that is when we will put it all together and create an incredible sonic world fit to put the name Darryl Ono next to and sell for about £20, £25. All to me, of course. Oh, and Roger. Roger, of course, will get a cut. But he tends to shun money. Yes, he tends to shun it. Now, I've been made aware that we can raid people. However, I don't really have many views. So, I'm wondering whether it is worth doing a raid at all. We could give it a go anyway and at least get the alert, and it'd be embarrassing for me to raid with 0 viewers, but we can have a look. I've been thinking of raiding Robotron, a young man named John Robertson, who is a comedian in Britain, although he was originally from Australia, and he is doing a 48-hour live stream for charity. He is just as space brain as I am. So let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do a raid. Even if it's 0 viewers. It doesn't matter, I just wanted to give it a go. Thank you, Avocado Donna, for following, by the way. I saw that the Karaoke King did a test run of his stream that is upcoming. which is certainly not my cup of tea. I believe his form of music is diabolical compared to mine. But it is music, it is sound, I can appreciate it on some level. I believe he's going to be doing a stream next week of his karaoke songs. And you can check that out if you want to. And I will be back as well, completing this track on Ableton. So lots coming up on the channel. Me and other people. The continuing world of Ollie GT will continue. So now that in this crazy Corona universe, we've had to adapt, we've had to move on to the online space. And I found it difficult, but I hope you've enjoyed this little demonstration of my musical gift. Let's see if we can raid Robotron. Let's raid him. I mean, he's got 1k viewers. Do we really need to raid him? Let's raid him anyway, who cares? It'll be embarrassing. I like to be embarrassed. It's exciting. So yes, I very much hope you've enjoyed my little demonstration today, Machine Elves. And I will be back very soon to complete this track, when we will compose and innovate and visionate together. Let's raid. It's counting down. 6, 5. I'll see you on the other side.